Hey team, welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the 6.05 patch notes. They were a little later than normal, so I'm happy to get you this information today. Let's dive right into it. The first piece of very important information is we have our new group treasure map and new group treasure map dungeon, the Excitatron 6000. I hope you are excited about the Excitatron 6000 because I certainly am. So the treasures here that you will get, players will have a chance to test their luck and obtain priceless treasures. And I think that is a very apt description. What I mean by that is the items that you get from these dungeons, especially when they're new, these treasure map dungeons are worth many, many millions of gil. So if you're looking for a way to make a ton of gil very quickly, this is certainly a way to do it. You can find treasure map hunting groups a couple of different ways. One, get with your free company. A lot of times free companies will want to schedule something or set up a day where everyone gets together and treasure hunts. Grab a few maps, put some on your retainers, put one on your chocobo, put one on yourself, and get ready to go out and run these. A couple other options. One, check out the party finder. And a lot of times people will post that they want to party up and do treasure map groups to get into the dungeon. If there isn't one, try starting one yourself. So a few ways to find a party to run this. I know it can be tough to find folks to do so. So I hope if you're interested that you find the group that you're looking for. A lot of new housing items. There's a lot in these images than you would think at first glance. So first we've got an indoor fence with flowers growing out of it, part of the design contest, furniture design contest 2019. So looks like they were either that's a typo or they reached back and grabbed some old ideas to create some new housing items, which is pretty cool. This second one here I'm very interested in, which is the frog outdoor water feature. And if this makes sound or has movement, if that wheel moves and you hear water, it's one I'm definitely interested in getting. Also, the wall behind the frog, if that is a housing item, that's pretty cool. I don't think we've had that brick wall with ivy on it as a wall option for housing. So if that's the case, I will definitely be looking at that as well. The next one here, we've got like a kid's bedroom, and there's some pretty interesting items in here. So there's a bunk bed with a desk at the bottom. That's pretty cool. There's a coffee table, which is pretty nice. There's a new plant. Looks like a shelving unit with something on it. I can't quite tell what that is. Maybe it's shoes. Looks like maybe shoes. But the ones I'm most interested in, number one, that flooring. That is not the normal wood plank flooring. Those are smaller, like tile flooring, which looks amazing. And then the ivy on the wall is not something that we've seen. But the one I'm most excited about, if you look in the upper right of that image, is that skylight. That is sweet. So it looks like it'll attach to the wall, the actual side of the wall, and then angle up into the ceiling and have a skylight. And the ability to use that to put daytime lighting in a room or in a loft. Wow, that is sweet. So I'm super excited about that housing item. The last image here, we've got a few really cool things. So obviously your eye first goes to the Big Ben clock, and then there's this dead tree, which looks pretty cool. I'm very excited though about the wall. That's a stone wall with a hedge, then a stone wall, then a hedge. That is awesome, and one I'll be looking for very quickly. And then I believe this brick path is also new. We've had a gravel path, and some people put the pile of leaves down as like a path. I've not seen that brick path before, so I have a path going to my front door at my house, so I will definitely be looking for that brick path. So the brick path, the hedgerow wall and stone wall, and the skylight and the frog are the ones I'm most excited about. Let me know down below which ones you're most excited about. And if you're interested in housing, how to do housing glitches, anything like that, I will put a couple of links down in the description for you. New orchestrion roles have been added. That is in every patch. As new dungeons and things come out, they add the roles for that. This one I'm pretty excited about too. New prizes are available for purchase using MGP. I'm sitting on over 2 million MGP that I have no idea what to do with. I'm waiting for something big to come out, for something new and expensive to come out that I can spend that on. So far, I've not had anything new come. So maybe today will be the day, or maybe it'll be like the past few times. It'll just be one or two little things that can be bought with MGP. All right, battle system. A lot of big changes here. So first, looking at Monk, there's a long list of changes, but it really boils down to one change that covers all of them. So there were a lot of actions and abilities with Monk that if you missed the target, the effect would not take place. And that has been fixed, which I think is a good fix. So even if the target is missed, the effect will still happen. I think that's a positive change. Dragoon has had some potency improvements, some potency increases. Most notably, the Wormwind Thrust has had a increase from 370 to 420, so that's a 50 potency increase, which is pretty good. And then some smaller increases as well. So Ninja has received a lot of changes. I'm not going to read through every one of them because this one by far is the most complex, but I did look through them and they all look very positive. One special note, for example, Forked Ryu, the potency has been increased from 400 to 560. That is a huge bump, and it also looks like an extra step has been removed from that, kind of series of actions. So really, really nice changes for Ninja. Looks like if it's something that you play, please read through them. There's a lot there. Samurai, which I do play mostly, has had a bunch of range increases. So the range at which these effects or the damage will occur has been doubled for 4 different actions, which is awesome. I'm excited about that. Reaper is the one that did get a nerf, which is pretty common with new jobs. Arcane Crest, the potency has been decreased for this healing move from 100 to 50. So if I were playing Reaper, I would take that as a win, because to lose a little bit of healing potency and not lose any damage potency, I think that's pretty good. Dancer, I'm looking for help from you all because I'm not sure why this matters. But for 3 of the moves, Standard Finish, Technical Finish, and Tilana, the category has been changed from ability to weapon skill. So maybe there's some sort of connection there where that change matters. I'm just not sure what that is. Summoner, which I also do like to play, has actually had potency increases for Fountain of Fire and Brand of Purgatory. So that Phoenix comes out, we've had some pretty huge potency increases, most notably a 90 potency increase for Fountain of Fire from 430 to 520, and then a 60 potency increase for Brand of Purgatory. That is a big win, Summoners. So that's it for the job changes. If you didn't hear me mention a job that you play, then you are the same as you were before. Pandemonium, Asphodelos, Savage has been added. I know this is a big deal to a lot of raiders, the Savage dungeon, and usually there are rewards, especially with gear, and then there's a lot of times there's like mounts and stuff in there. I don't know, we'll see what comes out of it, but for those of you that are hardcore raiders, this is your day. Players can only register to enter Pandemonium Savage via the raid finder. Item restrictions, let's see what the item level is here. So for the first circle, you have to have an item level of 570. For the second circle, 575. The third circle, 580. And the fourth circle, 580. So if you're interested in doing this Savage content, make sure you've got at least one of your jobs with those item levels. Of course, it's an 8 player and it's a 90-minute time limit. I don't even know why I read that, because everybody knows that. All right, so to access Pandemonium Savage, check out Nimgigi and Labyrinthos at 8.4, 27.4 with your job after completing the quest Who Wards the Warders. So if you want to get into the Savage content, I'll go through it again. Labyrinthos, 8.4, 27.4, and you can get into this content. Rewards here, there's of course weapon coffers, gear coffers that you will get, and this is how you're going to get the best gear available in the game right now is through this content. So if you want to have the best gear, then find some friends who want to run Savage content with you and start learning the fight. I'm sure folks will have information on how to beat it up real soon. All right, we have what else do we have? New elite marks have been added for hunts, which is very cool. And then a big announcement for everyone. We heard about this in the last patch notes. Our new weekly capped tomestones have come out. Tomestones of astronomy have been added. So these are the ones where you can get 450 a week max and carry a maximum of 2,000. And players can only receive elegant tomestones of astronomy after reaching level 90 in at least one job. That's pretty standard. Speak with Sinhanti at Radzat-Han 10.8, 10.3 after completing the main scenario quest Endwalker to exchange elegant tomestones of astronomy for gear. So when you're in Radzat-Han, there's kind of two hallways right next to the Aetheryte. One is where you go first when you're kind of getting the script gear for gatherers and crafters and all that. And then as you complete Endwalker, the hall just north of that opens up, and that's where you can get all your tomestone gear. Of course, the number of tomestones received for completing your dailies has been adjusted, and that adjustment includes the addition of tomestones of astronomy, which you will also be able to use to get great gear. The following trials have been added, of course. The Savage trials have been added. That's a pretty standard thing for patch notes, is they will tell you the same thing 4 or 5 different times when it comes to dungeons. All right, new items have been added. You can see the new gear here. Actually, I've got to go over here to do this. Looks like pretty rough, pretty tough gear. Not rough, tough. Like if you wear this gear, you'll look tough. So pretty good looking gear there. Got some new recipes here as well for gear. And it says recipes added in patch 6.05 will be listed at a later date. Usually what we get in this patch as well, I'm sure we've gotten it already, and that a lot of people are using it to make gil, is our new crafted sets come out. The sets where you can pentameld, add more materia to the sets. So they don't explicitly talk about that in here, but there will be more new gear sets available than just what's available with the astronomy tomestones. So take a look at your market board if you're looking for different ways to be able to get into that Savage content. Now, one thing I will warn you about, you will pay a premium to get that gear right now. Like, it will be very expensive to gear up to get into that Savage raid. However, if you want to be at the cutting edge, if you want to be one of the first to get all this content done, then that's the price you pay. The other side of that, though, is if you want to help your fellow raiders, it's also a great time to make gil, even if it's just gathering the materials used by crafters to make the new crafted gear. That's a great way, and probably what I'll be doing to make gil over the next week or so. New master recipes have been added, so now is the time with your gatherers and crafters to make sure, if you haven't already, that you have all of the tomes, all of the books that allow you to do more gathering and crafting of different items. In fact, I've seen a huge long list of new books that have been added. So now, like I said, if you haven't already, is the time to make sure you've got all of the books to make sure that you can gather and craft anything available for the gatherers and crafters you use. New mounts have been added, new minions have been added. I love the little stick guy. New achievements have been added. New music has been added to the game, and then a bunch of resolved issues that we always get. Let's see if there's any known. An issue with the Excitatron 6000 wherein certain enemy actions do not appear in the battle log. So something to be aware of if you're trying to use the battle log to learn how to do that treasure map dungeon, then it may be worth knowing that that is something that could happen. Issue where in the description for the action phantom something is incorrect, so something to do with ninja. An issue where certain items introduced in patch 6.05 that are purchased for MGP can be sold to NPC vendors. If you buy something new with MGP, don't accidentally sell it to an NPC vendor. I think that's a good one to know for sure. So I will read it. An issue wherein certain items introduced in patch 6.05 that are be purchased, that's not proper grammar, that are purchased in exchange for MGP can be sold to NPC vendors. So just be careful if you buy any of the new MGP items. And that is it, team. That is 6.05 patch notes. Just reading it together with you, like for the first time. So I hope this helps in some small way. Upcoming videos that we've got a real big glamour plate and glamour dresser video coming out featuring Mira very soon.
I'm going to teach you all about how to use glamour plates to make sure your character is always dressed to impress.
I've also got an Endwalker discussion talking about Endwalker and the Heidelin Zodiac whole storyline with myself, Mira, and a couple of surprise special guests for that one. So that will be coming out pretty soon too. And then just some smaller videos in there. But those are the two big videos that are coming out. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. Make sure that you don't miss those videos. And if you are subscribed, thank you so much. And that's all I've got, team. Thanks. Make it a great day and enjoy the new patch. Bye-bye.